Yes.
Welcome to the Two Stooges podcast with myself, Mr. Frank the Tank, and of course our other host, Javo Gaiman slash Joey Uwu. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing well. We finally have started the podcast after almost a year now that we made the
Um,
logo.
yeah, exactly. I think it was amounts of from hatred on your part for
Absolutely.
for me. There was no life at whatsoever going on
Yeah. I
with
mean,
you.
I mean, who
You're,
lives
you,
at all? Like,
yeah. I mean,
who's
you weren't
responsible?
moving or anything.
Yeah, so I was supposed to start this up a year ago, but then we decided to make big life changes. So I'm in a new house now. Obviously, I'm in a basement now. It's not fully together, so don't
It
mind all
looks
the
cute. I
don't
love
don't
it.
don't mind all the shit in the corner just sitting there. But I have this corner ready, so it's okay. And I have a desk, so that's the main thing. Um this is basically going to be about anything and everything. We did the podcast with we were doing the
The
Huddle
huddle.
podcast. That was just mainly about football, but then we were like, why do we need to condemn it just to one thing? Because even though people talk about football all year round,
Horizons.
yeah, you
Just
you could
gotta
just,
broaden the
you
horizons.
could talk about anything instead. So we said Two Stooges podcast because I feel like me and you we have that connection since streaming. Where we just are goofy and we're kind of. I always say we are like Drake and Josh. Like we're kind of like
Just
the
say it. Say it.
yeah.
I'm
Uh huh.
Josh.
Uh
Say
huh.
it.
Oh,
Okay.
oh,
You're good.
100%.
No, I'm kidding.
100%, dude. Yeah, 100%.
I love Josh.
And
Josh and me are real tight. Actually, he's got my number and everything.
he said, yeah, I met the guy before he was famous. Didn't get any credit, but I'm just going to put that out there.
And hey, before we get this rolling, it has been a year. Thank you for this, by the way. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that.
Absolutely.
So, cheers to episode one,
Yep. And
and to many more.
funny enough,
Look at that.
look at that.
Hey, look at that. Cheers, buddy.
So, like I said, this is going to be about anything and everything. We're going to try weekly. I'm going to be posting it up on YouTube. There's a YouTube channel already. Spotify has not been done yet. I have to get the file for that, and then I'll be posting that up on Spotify. So that'll be the only thing. If you just want to listen to like audiobooks almost, you can listen to that on Spotify. But if you want to see us actual video and chatting, it'll be on YouTube as well at Two Stooges Podcast. So, how long have we known each other?
Oh, man. I would.
Almost 2 years? Would you say 2 years
I
now?
think it was longer than that.
Is it?
I think it was a little after COVID.
It's got to
A little
be
after
right
COVID
around.
hit.
It's got to be right around 21 or 22.
I I think so.
So coming up 3 years, I'd say.
A long 3 years with this man.
Now you know how my wife feels. So
You're
we met.
sleeping in the basement.
Yep. Only thing I need is a bathroom, and I'll be all right, I guess. Uh, so we met through streaming, obviously. We actually haven't met in person. We want to, but we haven't actually. But I feel like we've known each other longer than the 3 years, if we want to be honest. We just
Yeah.
we talk
I feel
on.
like I graduated with you.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like we went to high school together, even though we didn't. And we talk, we keep in common, in touch with each other, at least daily, just to see how we're doing and whatnot. Obviously, we're busy. I'm a dad, and you're working crazy hours, or we have two different work schedules too. But yeah. So like we met through streaming, and what would you really say? What is streaming to people that like don't really understand what it is? Because I feel like it's gradually since COVID have like anybody can do it now. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah. I mean, anything can be considered streaming. Like what we're doing right now will be streamed on, like you said, YouTube and
yeah.
Spotify. But there's also streaming, as in like the Twitch, the Kick, which I do almost every week. JBoat Gaming on Twitch, not a plug. But that's another sort of streaming. So once this gets posted on YouTube, Spotify, what I was gonna do was, do a nice little side watch party,
Mm-hmm.
and get all the everybody involved. But streaming is basically to like dumb it down is just um, getting a camera or a mic and using a system like OBS,
Yeah.
or I know my brother uses Explicit for his
Mm-hmm.
or XSplit or whatever for when he goes and does his games and broadcasts
Right.
sports. But it's using a certain software that will at the same time
Mm-hmm.
push out to a Spotify or a Twitch or YouTube.
It's the new cable, basically.
I mean, basically,
Like, I
basically.
mean, what I mean when you go, so like when I moved into this house, the guy talked to me, and I was like, do you actually still do people actually still do cable? Because when I called to get my new like service in my new house, they offered me a discount, but I had to get cable. And I'm like, dude, I don't use cable. I haven't used cable in like 6, 7 years. Like you pay all that money and everything's streamed now. I mean, you don't even have to go to the movies anymore. I mean, I prefer to go to the movies for the movie experience, but
I love going to movies.
I do too. But like, you know what I mean? You don't even have to do that almost anymore because everything is streamed. I mean,
Yeah,
this like you said, I can come down here and we can make entertainment for somebody even if it's just one person and boom, up it's right there. We upload it on the internet. It's or TikTok, big one. You know, I mean,
yeah,
TikTok is
yeah.
like I feel like um what was Vine? Vine was the start of it. You remember Vine?
Hey, you know, my wife and I were just talking about Vine the other day in the grocery store. I had a Vine go semi-viral. Okay,
Oh yeah.
it was way back in the day. I was an idiot on Vine. Okay, but it got 10,000 views. I think
Oh really?
yeah, 10,000 views.
I totally forget about it sometimes, honestly. Like that I feel like
Yeah.
that was because, kids now are like all about TikTok. I mean,
Oh yeah.
obviously I used to be so against TikTok, I went and downloaded it. Like I kept telling my wife, I said, I'm not downloading it, I'm not watching it. I refuse. But before, I mean, I was kind of like you guys. I was into Vine because my wife was into it. And I was like, yeah, it's kind of funny. And then I downloaded TikTok and I was like, I hate you. I can't get off this thing.
You know, the funny thing about Vine from now to Vine from now TikTok was formerly Musically or whatever,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
yeah, Vine was 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I couldn't remember what it was because I didn't know if it was as accessible as it is now. Like, TikTok you
I
can
don't think.
go
Yeah,
TikTok you can go on your phone and computer. I don't remember if Vine was both. I didn't know if it was just on your phone or not.
that's a good question. I think I usually did it on my phone,
Yeah,
but 6 seconds is a short amount of time
it is.
to do what you're trying to accomplish.
And now what?
It,
It's 10 minutes on TikTok
basically,
or
yeah,
or if you go live, obviously.
yeah, yeah.
But I think a video you can make up to 10 minutes.
Yeah, and I know TikTok just actually extended that
Did they
not
really?
too long ago. Yeah, it was maybe like a minute, and then they extended it to like so often, like 10 minutes.
Right. And I'm assuming you don't have cable either. Like you just do internet.
I've not had cable,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Like my grandparents still have a phone line, and I'm like,
My my parents still have a phone line.
and all they get is spam calls. I'm like, you're paying for spam calls basically, but
Listen,
hey,
yeah,
if that's what you want to do, hey, whatever.
I'm not gonna tell them how to live their
Right, right.
life.
I mean, that's what they are used to, and this is what we're going to be used to, and something might be different
Exactly.
when we're at their age. So, we're going to be like those old people. I used to be on TikTok, and then they're
Oh
going to be,
God.
and then they're going to be like, what is that? Oh my God! Like,
It'll be
so
six.
you know what I mean? Like,
Oh my God. It'll be like 60 years old, and we're gonna. I want Twitch has to still be around. We're gonna be 60 still watching people like stream on Twitch.
so it's
I
so
remember when I used to Twitch.
that used to be me on that camera. You don't know nothing about it. So it's crazy because obviously we met through streaming and we know about streaming. We got a side guest right here, Zeus. Um, it's crazy to me because I started streaming actually originally, not fully, but on my Xbox One when they had the Connect. And I would
I
just
don't think you told me about that.
I don't think I have either, but it wasn't very
That's
long.
crazy.
I just wanted to test it out, and I
Yeah.
played it through my Xbox and had a camera there, but I didn't do jack shit about it. Like, I didn't. I wasn't fully in. I just sat there
Yeah.
and I was playing games and I didn't say anything, and that was it. And then I kind of during COVID, a lot of people were starting to try to do their own streaming
Yeah.
thing because they were stuck. They couldn't do anything, and I think that's actually where a lot of people popped off because nobody could do anything either. Like this is the entertainment that you can get. You can't go out and do
Yeah.
anything else. And I don't know if that's what you told me how you started, but that's when I started was right after COVID actually. I wanted to try it again, but I actually wanted to have a computer for it this time. And
Oh yeah.
I started in 2021, I think. One of my old coworkers, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
follow him as well. I won't say his name, but he started it, and I was asking questions about it at work, and it kind of grabbed my interest because I was like, oh, I didn't realize you could do all these things, and so I kind of every week he would guide me and ask me, and then I eventually made Mr. Frank the Tank 2424 because my
Yeah.
name was already taken a million times.
Damn
Anyway,
you, Twitch.
yeah, seriously, but I feel like you kind of my perspective has changed a lot, as you know, because I haven't streamed in a while either. I don't think people realize how much there is to it or can be to it. Because at the end of the day, you can go live and you can stream, but I feel like if you want to go to the next level, if you actually, because that's the whole thing, people are like, oh, I can make so much money off it, I could do it for a living. Like, I feel like that's everyone's like intent.
That's
First off, at least, because
yeah.
I would
Yeah.
be lying if I said that's how I thought, because I did think that too. But at,
And I would be in the same boat.
but at the same time, I was like, wow, this is kind of like my space to just get to meet people and kind of like, mental health. It helped me with my mental
Exactly.
space. I get to talk with people while gaming at the same time because that's what
Hmm.
I used to do as my side hobby. Obviously, harder now because I'm a father, but I
Yeah.
still have some time. And it changed a lot for me because I didn't realize, like, wow, like this can actually be stressful. Um, it was a hobby at first, and then it became almost like a job.
Yeah. Yeah.
and
I mean,
and I mean, and then you got a lot of you're just when I start something, I don't know about you, I want things in a particular way, and if it doesn't work out, I feel like my whole thing is kind of like I won't say ruined, but it's not put together as I planned, and it kind of puts me down. Like if I usually used to stream, I plan it out, right?
yeah.
And even like the smallest thing, like you'll have audio issues or here and there because your computer had an update, right? Or your
Yeah.
mic was unplugged and then you plugged it back in and now it's not picking up your audio. Like
Yeah.
people don't put that into account. Like man, there's a lot of stuff to stream. I mean, you have your lights, camera, everything. Like you're your own thing by yourself, and it can be overwhelming sometimes. And little stuff like that used to like really put me down sometimes, even though I was looking forward to it all day.
Yeah.
I used to also have to stream right after work when I worked nights. So I wasn't always the
Those are
most
vibey though.
those yeah, they were cuz I was like, man, like, everybody's asleep. You kind of like just your time to yourself. It's kind of like the mellow down after work.
Yeah.
But obviously, that's how kind of I got into streaming. I don't know how yours originally started, but that's kind of how mine started. And now, obviously, like you guys have been bugging me to come back, but like
I
I
mean, I haven't been bugging you
no,
necessarily.
right. You know what I mean though? Like I feel if you
No,
want
I haven't.
the thing I will say from
It's
my
hard.
it's hard, yeah.
Seriously.
It's not easy. And I say the only thing I could tell people if they want to stream is make sure you know what you want to do before you start doing it. I feel like if this is what you want to do as a hobby, stay at a hobby. Don't say you want to do it as a hobby and then you're going to be like trying to do all these things all at once and then you get overwhelmed and you're like, "Oh, I don't like doing this anymore." Kind of just
Oh no, absolutely.
go at your own pace is what I'm trying to say, I guess. Like cuz I don't know. I just feel like it could be overwhelming, and then when you're doing a lot of things, you're uploading videos and you're trying to like stream, and you're like, well, no one's coming in my chat, and then you're like, oh, this is not worth it. Like, you have to understand this is the world we live in now, and like we said in the beginning, everybody's streaming, and
Yeah.
everything is streamed. So you are going up against, whether you like it or not, you are going up against thousands of other people doing it. And are they doing anything different that you're doing? Maybe not. And that's the big breaker between full-time streamers and people like us. Like
Yeah.
they've been doing it for like 10 years when YouTube was just starting off. Me and you were just trying to. I mean, you still do it for fun. That's fine. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, if people want to come in and they're like thinking they're gonna make a bunch of money off of it, that's not how it works.
No, not at all.
And I,
And
and I don't I don't know how you're like how you got into streaming. I don't know if you want
no,
to share that.
yeah. So I, my wife and I, she knows that I had been wanting um, to stream, because I watch these certain content creators, and Tim the Tap Man. Tim the Tap Man was big at the time for me back then.
Uh huh.
Um, and I'm like, man, I want to do that. And I feel like I'm kind of the late. I was a late bloomer to the streaming because now you have freaking 16, 17-year-old kids streaming now.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way.
And but I just told my wife that I think it'd be kind of cool to stream. And one day, yeah, it was. I think you started streaming a year before me. But one day she had surprised me with a PC, and that was pretty dope. So and a camera and everything. And the first stream, I think, to me was back in 2021 or 2022. I can't remember. But to me, going into streaming, yeah, like you said, the money. I thought about it. I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah.
But you once when you start, you're like, okay, you're not gonna boom. It's not gonna come to you overnight, right?
No, it's a
You're not gonna
grind.
get the thousands and thousands and thousands of
Right.
people viewing you and whatever and whatnot.
Well, you see their net worth, and you're like, man, all they're doing is sitting there gaming and talking to people. I could do that.
Yeah, exactly. But like, my mindset was at first, yeah, that's cool. But once when you start doing it, and you're like, okay, I love doing this. I
Uh huh.
love to game and just vibe out and whatnot. So I think that's what happened to me was I had this mindset. Hey, you could get paid doing this, but then once when you commit yourself into streaming and you find that hey, it's good for your mental health to just get away for a few hours,
Mm-hmm.
not deal about work, life. It's just your own space.
Correct.
So I had a list of what I wanted to do before I started streaming. Right, I still do that to the occasion.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. The number one thing to me, I was not going to be a one game content creator.
Yeah.
That, like, it works for some people, but like the variety, to me, I'm looking at okay, this would maybe bring more people to view
Mm-hmm.
into stream and to connect more with. So that was my number one thing about starting up streaming was I'm not going to do one game like Warzone.
Yeah.
Uh,
Because
where
everybody does it basically. Like
exactly
what I mean,
like
what CS:GO, Fortnite, Call of Duty.
those were the three back in the day. Now it's Marvel Rivals or whatever.
Yeah.
But like that was my number one thing to me was just don't do. I mean, you can if you want.
Yeah. It's just gonna be harder.
Yeah,
A lot
because
harder.
I find it. How do I put it? Like without. I don't know. I find it boring to me
Yeah.
that you're just streaming the same content. But that's just me. That's really a really bad way to put it. But
Right. And some people are into that. Like,
that's fine.
new updates, like every like there's people that when you go on YouTube and you go into the gaming section, Fortnite, oh, new guns, oh, new
Yeah,
season. Like they're down to like everything
yeah,
on that game, and I mean like they're dedicated, but like I'm like you too. I get bored too fast with the same thing, so I feel like I always have
Oh
to
yeah.
get like a new thing, new like refreshed. You know?
Oh yeah. Um, and yeah, that's what I was, going coming into streaming for, just variety. And then I think my second biggest one was just to meet new people,
Yeah.
because all of my high school buddies, I mean, I still are in contact with, but not as much.
Right.
But it's nice to meet new people. So
Yeah.
uh, I know there the Kirby stream. Honestly, that's how we met.
Right. I gotta
Uh,
ask. Is it? This is what I want to ask you.
okay.
Did you ever plan on never streaming again?
Yes.
Like actually, like saying like I'm done. I'm not enjoying this no more. I'm like just gonna just do my own thing and forget it.
So yes, because I was for 8 months just streaming to two people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Constant.
Yeah.
So I asked myself, hey, um, you know, like, why are you even doing this anymore? If you're not even, if you're not getting, if it wasn't fun, right? Because
You,
I mean, it was fun, but like, you're just talking to two people and that's it.
yep. I get it.
And so it's funny that you had mentioned that because I'm not kidding. That Kirby stream changed the whole aspect of streaming for me.
Yeah. So basically, because whoever listens, they don't really understand. I guess that was supposed to be your last stream,
I was
and
not going to stream after that.
I was still waking up, and Gabish, a friend of ours who we met through streaming as well, was like, "Hey, dude, I know you're trying to meet other streamers because I'm still. That's what my whole thing was. I would go into new streamers and try to like
Yeah,
get this whole like group together." He said,
small streamers community.
"Yeah, yeah, yeah." I totally
Yeah,
forgot about that,
yeah.
and I was like, I woke up and said, "What's up?" He said, "Hey, there's this dude. He's pretty chill. He doesn't he like he said like honestly he's like he doesn't have a lot of viewers but he's really good vibes and I just didn't know if you want to check in on him. He's playing Kirby." I was like, okay, yeah. I just woke up and I remember you had your thing was at first when I met you always had Yoshi and a Mario like character behind you. And my first like because when I talk I'm like
Yeah,
I'm a very awkward person when I meet new people,
yeah.
so my way of doing things is joking to like get the
Oh
feel
yeah.
for you. And I think one of the first things I said was, "Hey, how you doing?" And I was like, "Man," I said, I think Yoshi had glasses on or something. I was like, "Just
Sunglasses. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, sunglasses on." I was like, "Yo, Yoshi trying to like, like trying to like get the dates going on or something in the background, like, trying to fill you out like how you would take it."
yeah,
And I just remember that's how I met you. And you obviously were like laughing, and I was like, okay, this dude likes to goof around too. Obviously, we tend to find out. Yes, we both have a similar sense of humor.
yeah.
So, and that's how I met you. And with you and other streamers, it's funny you asked about like the guys from high school. Many people that I used to talk to in high school, I actually don't really. I keep in contact with, obviously, but I feel like almost I talk to you guys, the streamer friends that I met. I almost talk to you guys more than people I met in real
I
life,
I would say the same. Yeah,
and it's kind of crazy to me. And that was the whole point of when I started streaming was I wanted to meet people that were just really chill and we had similar interests, talk about gaming, just get away for a little bit of daily life because it can be stressful as shit.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I do remember that. And I remember Gabish, he was like, yeah, he was about to quit streaming, and I was like, if he's gonna quit streaming, then tell him I'm gonna send him a picture shirtless or something like that. And and then you stopped, you didn't quit streaming, and I was like, yeah, see, I told you, I know you didn't want to see me shirtless. So like, yeah,
Now I
it's
try to get you
I know it's the
shirtless.
other way around now. Like, see, look, you got more
Damn it!
comfortable.
Damn it!
So yeah, that's kind of how we met. Um, I wouldn't lie.
I always get emotional too when I talk about that. I don't know why. I'm such a baby when it comes to that.
I don't know.
I just think that's one of the most sorry, the
You're good.
one of the most like, you know I'm such an idiot.
Well, you think about it. If you did stop streaming, we probably wouldn't talk like we do now,
that that's like that's why,
or
you
Gabbage
know,
too. You know.
exactly. I think that's why it's made such an impact, at least for me. I know, um, the two guys I talk to on a regular basis are you and Gavish. So,
Yeah,
um,
I know. And then you
but
joke
I
with
mean, I
me.
talk to other.
You'll be like, "Are you mad at me? You didn't talk to me
Oh, that's every
today."
day. That's every day. That's every day. You can't get away from me. So
Yeah, but it's been an interesting journey with streaming because, like I said, I don't enjoy it as much as I did at first. I kind of wish I kind of just like watching you guys stream more than myself. And like I said, like we're very supportive. Like every time you're on, dude, I'll send it to my
I
family,
appreciate that.
and
Absolutely.
my wife's always
Very critical.
my wife's always like, "Why is he streaming so early or late?" And I'm like, "I don't know. You got to ask him." Like, but because we look forward to watching you. You know what I mean?
that
Like
that's
seriously, like that's
I appreciate
and
that.
that was the whole point was meeting people and bonding with them and being able to look forward to like, "Hey, I don't have to stream tonight because I can watch you." You know?
Yeah,
That kind of it's like the circle that goes around.
that's why I started doing all this. I remember I got one message. It was a long time ago. Um, that it was a random viewer actually. My Discord got dropped or whatever. It's following in the Discord or whatever,
Uh-huh.
and I guess they were having a bad mental health day, and they came in the stream and you know said, "Hey, you really you know changed my mood there, and with your stream, and I appreciate that." And when I started, that's what I wanted to do. It's just about that. That's what my ultimate goal is when I hit the start to go live button. I want to hope that everybody who comes into chat enjoys the content, but most importantly, has a way to get them away from life and whatever personal issues they have for that amount of time. And if that's what
Charging battery.
if that's what is is what my content or whatever is doing, then that makes it even more amazing to me. So hearing you say that about you and wifey sauce, it does mean a lot to me because some it like you said earlier, streaming is, yeah, you can hit the go live button, but there's so much more thought in it. You have to have a good mental, like when you're going live, you have to be 100%.
Yeah. I don't think there's any
And
in between.
no, and that's why I'll maybe throw up a stream schedule here and there, but I can't guarantee that there's going to be a stream on this
Yeah.
day,
And that's
because
kind
it's
of
not fair.
it's kind of what you need to be full time
Exactly,
because
exactly.
because your viewers are taking their time out of their day to come watch you. They could be watching
Yeah,
somebody else. They could be doing something else. I know it sounds selfish, but I feel like that's the truth.
no, I completely agree with you, and it to me, it's not fair to not only myself, but it's not fair to the community, the viewers.
Yes.
That's the most important thing because they're taking their time away from coming in a chat with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just not fair to just cancel last minute, whether it be you're not feeling good, you have an emergency issue come up, whatever. So I did have a streaming schedule, but I just like backed away from it because I did take a little break from streaming. Um,
And sometimes when you come back, you might not want to play those games you had 2 weeks ago. You know,
exactly, and
some games you might not want to stream. You just might want to
yeah,
play without worrying about talking.
exactly, and yeah. So and you don't even have to have all the the settings, like the BRB screen, the just chatting screen.
All the fancy scenes and animations and
Exactly.
alerts and everything.
Queso is the prime example
Yep.
of someone who has done it the correct way. He does not have any transitions, anything, just
Regular
camera in the
chat.
corner.
Regular chat going down the screen.
He he does yeah. I mean, it's in
Didn't
the top right hand corner.
didn't
And
you
then
say
it
his camera is
shows
on a vacuum or something?
when it was
A broken vacuum or some shit?
when he was at his old setup, he did have I think it was a broken vacuum,
Oh my
and
god.
his monitor was legit set up on the broken vacuum.
That's why
And
people like him though, because he's being him.
he's him exactly.
He's not being somebody he's not. I mean, he just doesn't care.
No, and I think that's what people. I'm so when it comes to me, I'm so I have to have everything perfect when it comes to my settings.
Yep.
Like the just chatting transition,
I
whatever.
I get it. I was the same way, and then one thing out of line, man, it messed my whole mood up.
Yeah, and it's just hard, because you got to learn to oh, you have audio issues. You just got to keep on talking and we'll
Yeah.
have this, whatever. But
Or they'll be
what
like, "We
people,
can't hear you." They'll be like, "We can't hear you." I'm like, "What? You could hear me an hour ago. What do you mean you can't hear me?"
yeah, exactly. But I think if people do want to start, streaming, I guess like you had your goal. I think my advice to them would be it's you're not going to become an overnight sensation. Okay,
Mm-mm.
it's going to take time, and there are going to be instances where you're going to be like you're going to be streaming to two viewers, one viewer.
Turn the numbers off. Turn them off.
That's another good point. I had my numbers on,
I
and
did
then
too. Best thing I did was
I
turn them off.
turned them off because I was getting stressed.
Yep.
Well, I was looking at the bottom left hand corner. I'm like, oh, there's one viewer. Just turn it off,
But
and you won't have to worry about that.
but before we get into the next thing, I do remember the first time I think. Well, when we met, we didn't talk like we do now, but I do remember I think when after as soon as we started talking more, we were in the Highland gaming group, obviously, with
Yeah.
Highland Descent. He's a big streamer. Obviously, he does it for a living. And he raided me, which obviously raid means all their viewers come to your stream. He did that to me when I was streaming in the morning one time, and I remember that happened to me, and that was the first time I had like almost 100 viewers, and I was like,
Yeah.
I was kind of stressed out. I was trying to keep cool, and I was like, I'm about to go to work, but hey, I know somebody that just started streaming and that probably could really use your help. And I was just like real red and shit. And that's when I raided you. I don't know if you remember. I raided you
I do.
with Highlands raid. I was playing Zelda Breath of the Wild in the morning. I do remember raiding you. I do remember it. And you had at least over 80 people, but I feel like you handled it a lot better than I did.
No, I mean that. I think that's what kind of makes us like click because you know we have our certain things that like I don't know how to describe it
Yin
well
yang.
enough. Yeah, like you okay you get nervous, it's fine, but like I gotta be like okay. In my mind, I was like, "Oh my god, I got like 80 plus people viewing me. I've never had that much
Right,
before."
right. But you can't
I mean,
you can't almost lose that. Like
exactly.
that's an opportunity. Like wow, this is an opportunity right now. Like hey,
That's
like I'm
exactly to gain more followers and all that.
right.
Yeah.
And there was a point in time, like I said, before we go on, there was a time where after I almost streamed for a year, and I was playing Cult of the Lamb. I don't remember if you knew when that game came out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was actually getting decent viewers around almost like 20 or 30, a couple
Yeah.
streams in a row, but then like after that it died off. And I never got that again, and that's kind of when I was like I was started losing interest. I was like I'm not getting what I was getting last week. What happened? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? Like I'm just like, and I was like, man, I'm not getting. So then I would try different things, and then I was trying too much, and it was kind of hurting me. And I was like, man, I'm not doing this.
It,
I'm done.
yeah, it's not good for the health, and that's why every stream I sign off with, stay kind, stay humble. Most importantly, take care of yourselves, because mental health is a very serious issue, and you you have to take care of yourself, and uh, you know you can be 90%, uh you know 100% of the time streaming whatever. That was Steiner math. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, but you have to be fully committed, and if people say streaming is easy, it's not.
It's not. I have a fully different perspective on it since I've done it multiple times, and still to this day, like I just know I don't have the time for it
Yeah,
to fully be committed. I just feel like I don't have the time for it, or
yeah.
really, I just want to relax.
No, that's definitely understandable, and I mean, we'll probably get you back on the streaming train here in 2025. At least that's what my goal is, pushing for.
There's been a few
For
times
this year.
where I said I'm gonna try it, but then I sit there and I'm like,
So we're getting there.
I'm just
We're
not
slowly.
because I'd rather, like I said, I'd rather just sit here, put your tab up, watch you, and then play my game without me having to worry about talking or the stream crashing or bots coming in and telling me to buy follows or some bullshit. You know, it happens all the
But
time.
that's why I'm there to take them out. So that's not a. Don't give me that excuse. There's no more excuses. The only excuse I can accept is you're a father. That's it.
Yes, obviously that's been a big change in life, not for the bad, obviously, but just it changes your whole schedule and perspective on things, and uh, it's made me more tired. So
That's
I'm
understandable.
not gonna lie, dude. I was like, man, how did I used to stay up till like 2 a.m. Now I'm like 10 o'clock.
Nah,
Like,
you're like 6 o'clock
shut
now.
up, Joey. I knew you were gonna say that shit. So
This man has an alarm at 6 p.m. telling him to go to bed.
no, I have an alarm at 4 a.m. to get up. Thank you. So that's basically how we met through streaming and our perspectives on streaming. I kind of wanted to know more, just like you tell people about us ourselves.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to start it off like you Joey instead of JVote, who you are and about the area like you live in and stuff like that, and then I'll say mine as well. Of course, I didn't know how you wanted to approach that. It's totally up to you. You don't have to tell them your social security, obviously, but
999 999 991.
hold on. Say it again. I'm writing it down.
I mean, I talked. So if you want to start us off,
All right. So I don't know. Well, you obviously know. I grew up. I have actually moved probably about 4 times. I obviously live in Delaware, a small state compared to your state, but there ain't jack shit to do here. Remember the staple I told you, Delaware, Scrapple, and you were like, "What the hell is Scrapple?" I was
yeah,
like,
I never, kn-
I was like, you don't
never
know what
heard of it.
scrapple is? It's basically all the leftover parts of the pig, and they mush it all together and cut it all together, and it's like a big block for breakfast, and people cook it and fry it. It's 100% not healthy for you, but it's very good. It's
It
left.
does look good though.
It is good, but it's just like it's a Delaware thing. That's basically like the staple of food here.
Gotcha.
Here are crabs, even though it's crabs are Maryland, but like this is the beach areas to go to because we have all the
Oh yeah.
beaches and yada yada. But like there ain't really jack shit to do here a lot. I mean, there's no taxes. I guess that's good, but
Wait, you
um,
don't got no taxes?
this is yeah, we're the one of the only states that don't have taxes. If the only state, I think. I can't remember.
That's
Um,
crazy.
but yeah, through high school, is when I met Mrs. Tank, and we actually met through golfing. Were both on the golf team in my high school, and I played golf throughout 4 years of high school because my grandfather, who I used to live with as a kid, because my parents split, My grandfather golfed with his buddies all the time. He was a golfer in his spare time. Him and his buddies would take trips and go around the states and just go to a golf course for like a weekend getaway, and all the guys would go golf and stuff. So that's how he got me into the sport, and then got me into that to where I met my wife. And really, I think that's like one of the biggest things outside of gaming I had interest in, because growing up as a kid, gaming was all I really had, because
Yeah.
when I was younger, my parents were split, and a lot of times I was kind of by myself, I guess, or with my friends I grew up with, and all we did was game. And I didn't like going outside. I was a little fat kid, so if I'm being honest. But now obviously I love golf. I love football. Absolutely love it, even though with all the rule bullshit changes they're trying to do to my team. It's definitely a passion I have for, especially golf. I'm not good at it, but um, yeah, it's really about much I gotta say about me here. And obviously, I clean for a living, basically. I
Yeah.
was I was a meat cutter for almost 10 years as my first job.
Okay. That's something new to me. I didn't know that.
My first job as a kid, I worked at a grocery store as a bagger and didn't really like it. Then they moved me to cashier because they got rid of the bagger position in 2012.
Like, you
And
hated talking to people.
oh, I absolutely hated cashier. It was the absolutely worst job ever. And then I became the cleaner guy, if you so say. Like, I would check the bathrooms, get the carts, and do the floor machine if needed be, whatnot. And then I couldn't get to the meat market because I wasn't a big college person. I don't know if you were. Like, I didn't have a goal as many people did. Like, they wanted to know what they were gonna do in college. I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't really
Yeah.
want to go to college because I knew it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Even though I still tried, I backed out of it. But so the money was meat department, and when I turned 18, I was allowed to learn how to cut meat because you have to be 18 to be able to work with the machinery and stuff like the saw, the
Gotcha.
cuber, the grinder.
Yep.
And I kind of stuck with that because my brother-in-law at the time, that's what he did, and I saw how much he was doing pretty well for himself. I mean, he didn't have a mansion, but he was living. He had a nice
Yeah.
house,
Yeah.
and it's kind of hard to make good money with no degree.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's what I'm want to do, and I kind of stuck with it, and I liked it. But around COVID time, really changed my perspective on it because people were acting crazy. I seen people fighting over ground beef. Literally, we'd make ground beef. I'd go out the door and people were yelling and hollering, and we would just drop the tray. This lady was yelling at her and getting mad at me because I let her grab two and not one. I'm like, look, like, I don't know what you want from me. And I made good money, but then they started getting away from cutting meat. They started bringing in pre-packaging. They took the grinder away. They took the cuber away. They took the saw away. And then all you would cut was a steak that was on sale. And then they made me our pay less. And then they were like, hey, instead of meat department, we're going to call you perishable. And what perishable is, the pay is less, but you guys are going to work meat department, frozen, and dairy all together at the same time. And that happened right around COVID on top of it. So after 2021, after COVID, I left after 10 years. I was like this because I was a full-time cutter and my goal was to be a manager. I was already making the manager's pay as a full-time cutter because the pay scale changed. So I was like, screw that, dude. Like, I'm leaving. And I mean, like, I don't know if you've ever worked retail before, but it's awful. The scheduling sucks. You don't get holidays off. You don't get weekends off.
I've never been. No.
You're not missing much. But and like had our first house in 2019 with my wife, and my friends were over my house more than I was because I was always at work. No shit, like no joke, man. Like, so, and my mental health wasn't good there, and my wife thought I was she thought she'd be walking on eggshells some days because of how like just mad and depressed I was working there because they just work you to death. Maybe a little problem with me because I like to get my stuff done and I just don't like sit there and breathe. But sometimes it's just not like how it is. Like around the holidays and stuff, people are asking. You got pallets, trucks coming in. You got to unload the truck. You got to know the codes to scan it. You got to do reductions, and then you got to train a new trainer. And then if they call out, then you got to stay longer and work and clean. Like, I mean, it's just chaos. So I finally got a state job in 21, became a custodian, and it's probably like the best thing I've ever done in my life. Pay wasn't as good, but I got benefits that I needed. I got a consistent schedule and weekends and holidays off. So the rest,
That's there you go.
I mean,
Right there.
money's not everything, dude. At the end of the day,
No.
I honestly, I mean, even though I keep going to try to do like side jobs and stuff, money's not everything. But like, dude, if you're not happy, if you're not happy, money's not gonna buy happiness. And I feel like that's a big key factor. Sometimes we need to sit down and just remember, be thankful for what we have, because a lot of people don't have it. And life's too short. Don't always get stressed out, because I used to wake up like mad. I used to wake up angry going to work. Like, that's when I knew. And I just start, you'd be having a regular conversation with me. You probably wouldn't even, like, you wouldn't believe it. But like me and you talking right now, if you were joking with me, I'd be like yelling. I'd be like screaming. Like, that's how mad I was, man. That's when I knew.
That's crazy.
I yelled at my mother. I never yelled at my mom before. My mom was talking to me about something, and I told her something. It's been so long ago, and I yelled at her. And that's when I knew. I was like, oh shit, like I need to like fix my shit. Like, I need to leave. Like, I never yelled at my mother before, and I should never yell at my mom. So that's when I knew. I was like, yep, I need to leave. I need to go. But that's a little bit about me. I don't know if you.
Yeah. I did not know that.
Yeah.
With the meat cutter, that's crazy. My dad's actually a meat cutter.
It's a good career to have. Just as long as, I feel like you're better off working at a butcher shop, because that's the thing people get misplaced. They're like, oh, you're a butcher. I'm like, no, I'm not a butcher. I'm a meat cutter. A meat cutter knows how to cut the meats. A butcher.
My dad gets so furious.
A butcher knows how to cut a whole cow and divide it. I do not know how to do that, so that is two different things.
My God, when people say something about my, dad being a butcher, he's like, "No, I'm not. I am a meat cutter."
Exactly. It is a difference. It is a difference because they think you know how to cut a cow just laying there. And I'm like, I don't know how to fucking cut this bitch. Yeah, like the meat's already like ready for me to cut. I just cut it and trim it and tray it up, dude. Like, it's totally different.
Yeah, I guess my name is Joey. For those that haven't listened already and don't know my name,
Liar.
Right. Joey Vote, J Vote Gaming. I get this a lot. People cannot pronounce my last name. I've just noticed that. They're like, our community, I love them so much to death, but they'll say Voight or Vought. I'm just like,
It's all right. I did that. I think I did that the first time I started talking to you, actually, too. You kept saying the voting booth.
Yes.
Right? And I think I said the Vogue booth or something like that. And my wife was like, it's voting, like, like voting booth, but there's a G there. I was like, oh.
How does your wife get that before you?
Because I'm blonde, dude. If you don't know me already, I am so natural. I am blonde, dude. Like, you don't even know.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, I live roughly around the Cincinnati area. I have 3 brothers. I am the youngest of 4. Like Frankie, I was really obsessed with video games when I was younger. We had all the consoles, man. We even had the Virtual Boy.
Oh my God.
Do you remember that?
Oh yeah. It did not sell well.
No, it didn't, but we were the lucky one of 200 people that got it.
Yeah, but that was like a big thing back in the day because it was different. Even though it wasn't good, it was different.
There's one memory I have about that Virtual Boy. I played it, and now for those that don't know what that is, it's basically like take the Meta Quest, okay? Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
And
we got an Oculus.
Okay, Oculus. So put the Oculus on a stand, and that's basically what the Virtual Boy was, except it was all black and it was pixelated.
Oh, you couldn't see
It was
shit.
red,
You couldn't see
red
shit.
pixels. I played Mario Tennis and I felt like I was blind.
Yeah, like it was super red. Like you came out and your eyes changed color to red.
It's like, God, I think that's why I hate going into the eye doctor so much. You got to look at the
Oh yeah,
eye
yeah,
number.
and you already have eye problems, so
Yeah, I'm
it
just
probably
like,
wasn't
"Ugh."
helping.
No, not at all. Uh, but yeah, grown up. You know, my brothers were always tough on me. Not tough on me, just messing around. We play knee football in the house. I actually, funny story, got my mom loves owls. She loves owls, so she had a glass owl on the side of one of the rooms, and my brothers, I was like 5 at the time, pushed me, landed on the ear of the owl, which was pointed, and cracked my head open, and that was a fun time. We were bad, dude.
Good
Like,
lord. Oh well,
we were a problem child.
you got how many boys in one house? Holy.
Yeah, you got four boys in one house.
God bless. I
Yeah.
got one, and I think I'm good.
Well, yeah. Grew up. I Catholic. K through 12. Um, went to a Catholic high school. Um, and then my first job was a busser at a restaurant.
Really.
Yeah, and actually, that's how I met my wife. Was at the restaurant.
I don't think you
She was
told
a
me this
hostess.
either.
Yeah, she was a hostess, and she kind of looked at me, and that was that. So no, I'm kidding. I was kind of playing hard to get, to be honest. She gave me her number with Snapchat and everything, and I don't know why I didn't snap her for a couple days. I don't know why, but
Believe it or
and
not, I didn't mean to say this, but I actually, me and my wife, this is the second time we've been together. So
okay. So
high school
high school.
sweethearts. Then I left her. A couple years went by. Then we talked again, and then we got back together, and the rest is history.
But that's true love, baby, right there.
I don't think people understand. I'm not trying to cut you off again. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I don't think people really understand marriage. My coworker who's about to retire, he actually gave me good advice last month. I kind of like share it. People, marriage is about what you can do when it gets really tough, getting through it with each other.
Yep.
If I'm trying to sum it up,
No, absolutely.
because it can get really tough and hard, and you really don't know somebody till you live with them, and you don't really know somebody till you marry them either.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just like once you marriage, it's like a whole nother chapter starting.
Yeah.
But I think it's cool. Obviously your wife fell in love with you like how I did instantly. It was like, I saw you and I was like, oh my God. But yeah.
No, she's my wife is my rock. So she means the world to me. She's actually she's loves nature, and she's the one that actually got me out of the comfort zone of going out to nature and just appreciating everything. And
So you were kind of like me. You like to stay inside, like in your like bubble.
yeah, yeah, I would say that, but like my parents, not trying to out them out or anything, but they really didn't do anything.
Yeah.
We didn't have the vacations and whatever. So we didn't really do that when we were younger. So
Right.
there's one story that I love, and I will stick this. I love this story. I'm a big San Francisco Giants fan, and my wife and I went to a Giants game years ago, and she we were sitting there, and she was like, "This is cool, isn't it? You're watching the Giants, you know, whatever." It was at Great American Ballpark at the time in Cincinnati, and she's like, "Why don't we just go to San Francisco?" And the next year,
Just go.
the next year, we were at a game in San Francisco, and that's what I love about my wife is that when she commits to something, boom. That's how everything started. I love going on um, vacations. I was not a vacation person at all,
Yeah.
but
Probably because you weren't used to it though.
you're
Growing up as
you're
a
completely
kid,
right. You're completely right, and now we go on vacations every year, and it's literally the best thing ever.
gotta treat yourself, man.
Exactly, and yeah, she's definitely my rock, and I can't, she's got me out of some dark times for sure. Um, but yeah, we met at a restaurant. I was a line cook after being a busser, and then I
I,
was a dishwasher there.
I could definitely see you being a chef. Absolutely. Bro, I could you are on Hell's Kitchen right now. I could see you like the hair back, slick. You
I
got like the whole outfit on. You'd be like cooking shit up.
I love Gordon Ramsay. If anybody that knows me, Gordon Ramsay is my Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay is my idol.
Yeah.
Like if I met him, I would want him to yell at me. I would purposely cook a steak raw,
I want
and I would want
somebody
him
to
to
yell
yell
at
at me.
me.
It's fucking raw. Uh, I'm going out of stories. I'm sorry, but
You're good.
my wife, we went. She surprised me with a trip to Baltimore because that's the closest Gordon Ramsay restaurant.
Haven't been still.
Uh, uh, dude, I'm telling you, if you ever get a chance to go, you have to get the beef Wellington, dude.
One of my coworkers went there and took their son for their birthday, and she took a picture of the receipt, and I was like, "Good
Yeah,
God!"
it's hefty, but I fell in love with beef Wellington, and then my favorite dessert of all time now is sticky toffee pudding.
Never had either of those.
Oh my god, dude, it's so good. They give you like buttered ice cream you put over the pudding. Oh, I'm about to drive to Baltimore now.
My question to you is: did you ever, when you were in high school? It's just so crazy to me thinking that how fast time flies. Because when I look back, I'm like, man, I'm so happy I didn't grow up when TikTok was around. Honestly, honestly,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was just different. Like I remember like the things we used to do. Um, I had a stepfather for 12 years, and he was very hard on me for good reasons. But my mom was always the one that's like, okay, if you're gonna go do this, make sure you stay home. I don't want you to get in trouble. And if I actually, then if my stepfather, if he found out, he's like, you're grounded. I'll talk to you later. I'm like, oh shit, I fucked up. Like trying to be a teenager, you're like, oh dude,
yeah.
let's together. We're having a party. We're gonna drink. And I wasn't really a drinker, which is funny now because all the time in high school and getting back together with my wife, we wanted to like go out and drink and party a lot. And now
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to do anything with it almost now because growing up as a kid, I didn't have the best experiences with alcohol,
Yeah.
and it kind of scarred me for a while. It still does sometimes. But did you ever play sports? Like, were you a sports guy in high school? Like,
Uh,
I was always the one that loved sports, but I was never good at them. That's me.
so I grew up playing baseball. I played baseball. I played t-ball. My dad and my grandma had a gym. It was called Jim's Corner Market. It was like a little market shop on the corner of the street, and it was pretty pretty big. Like it was there for almost 50 years at the time, and our team for like 10 years was sponsored by it was Jim's Corner Market, and I love baseball. I love baseball to this day. I stopped right when high school came around because I didn't think I was good enough to make the team.
Right.
And I and if I think that's one regret. Regret. regret that I have is probably not continuing to play baseball because I love that. I play football.
Totally
Almost every
different playing it than watching it.
yeah, it's different playing it. I was a fullback. I was a little bit heavier. Um,
I was a
but,
lineman.
my coach called me the fridge.
You know what
The
they called
fridge.
me?
No.
Clark Kent.
Why Clark Kent?
My last name is Kent.
Oh my god, that makes sense. Duh.
They're like, yo, Superman, get over here.
Bro, the best memory I have of me playing football, I had two of them. Real quick, one is we were in practice and this dude, uh, I won't mention his name, but I took a handoff and he absolutely decked me. Like great tackle, everything for him was great, and both my cleats got knocked off.
Oh my God.
And I was sitting up.
You
And I
got
was
you
like,
got speared.
yeah, basically, I got speared, and he came up to me, and he's like, "Are you all right?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, I'm good." And then just got up and put my cleats on. And then the other one was I had my longest ever run, and I'm still pissed about it to this day. We had the ball at our own 10, and a hole opened up. Nobody in front of me.
How old
I'm
were you?
thinking I'm scoring. I was like maybe 9 or 10, 10 or 11. And I'm trucking, dude. Mind you, I was a little bit heavier, so I couldn't. I was going as fast as I could, and I get tackled, a shoestring tackle, and I get tackled at the 2. I went 88 yards just to get tackled at the 2.
I would have been pissed.
Yeah, and then I end up scoring on the next play. So, but I'm just like whatever. I'm so mad.
Yeah, I forgot.
But
I forgot to tell you. I played 2 years of football in high school.
oh, okay.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. It was
What
horrible.
about it didn't you like?
I wasn't good at it, and it's very hard. Physically.
I mean, if you think it was hard now, imagine today.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't in shape, but it helped me.
Yeah.
It helped me get in shape more, but I still wasn't in shape. And the two
Yeah.
a days were god awful. And I played probably.
I hated those.
I probably played the wrong position too. I played lineman. So I remember one time
I played D end.
I played
well.
I played right tackle, linebacker, and special teams a lot, and long snapper. That was the only one thing I was decent at. I will say they actually the only reason I say that is because he kept me in after I did it twice, and they said it was decent. I was like, oh, I'm actually decent at something at this sport.
I was a center and long snapper as well. I played like 4 different positions. That was
Well, you know,
fun.
in high school, you could be a quarterback and
Yeah,
a freaking linebacker, you know.
Travis Hunter.
Yeah, but
Mm.
I enjoyed golf more, and I won't say I was great at it, but I got better over time at it. I got my name on the board at the school, so we also played
That's
9.
such a hard sport.
It's a lot harder than people realize. Like, dude, it's very
There's a reason
hard.
why I only play that literally one time every 5 years.
But to me,
when
it's
somebody's bachelor party is a golf
right.
outing.
It's so funny to me that people say it stresses them out because it's a complete opposite for me. It relaxes me. Like, if
because you know the
well,
sport.
well, I didn't at first, but
Well,
at the same
but
time,
you got better at it.
right. Well, when I took it serious, but
Yeah.
like I said, my grandfather got me into it, and he used to keep my scores in the newspaper and cut them out and laminate them, and he would come
That's cool.
and he would come to some of my matches as well. And I always wanted to go to states, but I never shot good enough. That's one thing I wish I had the opportunity of doing, because you went to states and you miss school. So.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I wasn't trying to cut you off again. I feel like I'm always taking over.
You're good. No, you're good. But yeah, in high school I did play volleyball.
Really?
Surprisingly, yeah.
No, you
Um,
definitely played basketball. I know you did.
I wish I played basketball growing up. That was my and I have a story about that another time. But I love playing volleyball. I think volleyball is one of that's a hard sport to play too. People don't understand how
Is it
hard
really a
that sport
easy
is.
sport?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true.
Everybody,
But
we're so used
well,
to,
that's hard
well,
actually
we're
too.
so used to watching people do it because
That's so
it
true.
and it makes it look easy, but really we don't know what they did behind the scenes to get
Yeah,
to that point, like the training and all that.
exactly. I was a libero, which means I was on the back line usually. I had it like a different jersey to um, let everybody know I was a libero. I couldn't go in the front line. I can only stay in the back. But
Right.
I loved it. Um, if that was a sport, I would love to play volleyball. And then I'm in a bowling league,
Right.
because I'm old. Um, I'm not great at it, but I feel like I'm okay.
Another
But
sport that's not
that's
easy.
another sport that's not easy,
Exactly.
and I'm now learning that. But yeah, so yeah, that's basically about me. I'm three. I'm the youngest of four. Grown up loving video games. Zelda's my favorite video game of all time. Um,
What do you, if you don't
so
mind me asking,
yeah.
what exactly do you do now?
So I am currently a data and entry representative or whatever. So I work at a mail order pharmacy.
Oh, okay.
So
And see,
they
what's
just
funny to me is I swore you were like you have a degree or you don't.
no,
I swore for the longest time that you went to college.
I did.
Like no, like you graduated, like you had a degree. Like I swore
I wish.
I was like, man, I was like he really looks like he's like, I'm not being
No, it
I
seems like you're
felt
good.
you looked just like you were established and you had a degree. I just assumed he's like, oh yeah, he has an
I
office job.
appreciate that.
He has an office job, and how do I put this? He wears glasses, so.
Yeah, fuck off.
But really, I honestly just assumed that like, what was it that you thought? You thought I was from Florida or something? What was it? Remember you
That
said
no, you thought I was
PA.
from Florida,
Yeah. I thought you lived in Florida because you were a
and I
Miami
thought you were
fan.
in Pennsylvania.
Because I was an Eagles fan. I said no.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's what it
should have
was.
been fucking Delaware. It's like what the hell?
But for the longest time, I swore I was like, man, I thought I just assumed, I don't know why, but I thought you had a degree, and I was like, man, he probably makes like big bucks.
No, I was. Yeah, I wish. I was. So I was going to. Back in the day, I went to Wright State for early childhood education,
Oh, really?
and yeah,
Wow, I
and
didn't know
I
that.
got yeah, I got homesick, so I came back home.
You went away to college?
I was at Wright State.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I was on a dorm. Yeah,
Oh my God.
I
Yeah,
had a
that's
dorm and
totally
everything.
different. That's totally
Yeah,
different.
yeah,
I went to
and
a community college, so like,
okay,
I
yeah.
don't know, 30, 40 minutes away maybe.
Yeah, I came back and I went to like a community college. It was Miami Hamilton. It's a relation to Miami University here in Ohio, and I didn't finish, um, but I'm not, I'm not uh, mad about it. I just, college wasn't for me. I mean, I tried it,
I think it's
but
better to realize that than to try to force,
exactly,
you know.
you know. But yeah,
I went for turf management.
turf. I've never heard of that before.
I wanted to so I said, like I said, I played golf throughout high school.
Yeah.
I wanted to stick with that some way. I went to South Carolina to visit my grandparents, and there was a college that now does not exist called Golf Academy of America, and I applied there and got accepted.
No way.
I shit you not, dude. Like it was all like I was like, man, wow, like these people get trained to be, I guess, semi pros. it now when I think of it, I'm like, how did I fall for it? You know what I mean? I shit you not, dude. I have the letter still to this day on my
That's
memories.
funny.
It was like a legit college though, and they had practice areas, projection screens to practice drive-in, and they had classes and everything. And I was like, this is more for me because I don't want to go to an actual college where you actually learn because I'm probably not going to do good at it. So,
Yeah, it was tedious.
and
Needless to say.
come to find out after a year, they went bankrupt and they closed after I didn't go. I was like,
Holy smokes!
set in stone. You know what? It's funny. It's right by Myrtle Beach. It was right by Myrtle Beach, exactly. Actually,
There's another college we drive past all the time when we used to go down. Is it Coastal Carolina?
yes, it's Coastal Carolina is a legit college, though. You know
That
that.
is a beautiful campus.
I love the colors of their school.
Like, what is it like? Is it like an aqua or something?
Yeah, it's a nice color. My coworker's daughter is graduating from there this year, actually, because
That's awesome.
he wears Coastal stuff, and I asked him why. I thought he watched college. He said, "No, my daughter's down there." I was like, "Oh, really? That's cool." Like, she likes staying down there away from the state. So,
Oh yeah.
but I remember the colors, and I'm like, "Wow, these colors are really different." But
A beautiful campus.
it is, and believe it or not, I just found out that Coastal Carolina is actually making all their concessions cheaper or something because I guess
I did hear about that.
I guess their
Every,
their football attendance hasn't been great, so they're like,
yeah, I think you get 4 things for like free.
yeah. So that's a little thing I forgot to mention too was there was an actual Golf Academy of America college is what it was called, and I applied for it. I got
crazy.
accepted to it, and I told my coaches about it, and they were like, "Yeah, but what are you gonna do there? Like, do you get a degree in something?" And once that happened, I said, "What's the closest thing to golf? Turf management." Well, I went to turf management, and I looked around, and I was like, this isn't what I was picturing. Like, this is like landscaping,
Yeah.
like taking care of the golf courses and stuff. I was like,
So is that when the people like move the hole?
they move the
They
hole,
get
aerate the fields,
Okay,
do
gotcha.
everything you see on a golf course. They take
Yeah.
care of it.
Okay.
The
Gotcha.
grass, the trees, the landscaping, everything. And when I went there, I was like, nope, this isn't what I was. This isn't exactly what I meant. But okay. So yeah, that's a little thing I forgot to mention. It obviously, I'd have to move out of state too, and I was because that's what made me think about it. I didn't realize you actually left the state to go to college.
Yeah. Well, Wright State is still in Ohio.
Right, but you weren't like staying at home.
Well, no. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So, I don't know if you want to start some hot takes or not.
We can start hot takes.
Okay. I'll let you start because that's your thing on stream. That's the thing me and my wife look forward to doing. And people seem to love it when you do tier list on your streams with hot takes. So,
God.
what we're going to do with these podcasts is we're going to do hot takes. We're going to try to do some hot takes to get things mixed up, stir it up at the end of our podcast episodes. And we just like talking shit. So,
Like, the amount of there's you can tell people are passionate too.
oh yeah,
When they jump in this stream.
they're stuck in their opinion, man. I mean, that's what you believe in.
And the number one hot take I'm going to start off with is pineapple does not belong on pizza.
I can agree with that. I never went to get pizza and went pineapple on it. I know people like it, but no. No, thank you.
I'll eat it.
I am so original. I want pepperoni or cheese.
I'm an extra cheese bitch.
I mean that too, but my mom used to get the white pizza, no sauce, no tomato sauce, no tomato sauce.
Just what?
Yeah, you never heard of that?
With just a plain pizza with no tomato sauce.
It's like a white sauce, but it's not tomato sauce. I can't remember what it's called.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Got you. Yeah.
Or
it's not an Alfredo sauce, is it?
I don't think so. Mrs. Tank loves peppers and onions on hers.
I love peppers and onions.
Like we went to Grotto's yesterday, and I wanted cheese pizza. She got peppers and onions.
black olives can go piss off. I
Nope.
can't stand olives.
And anchovies. Like I don't know, mushrooms too. I don't know why. No.
You don't
No.
like mushrooms?
Ew, fuck no. Those are
Oh
disgusting.
my god.
You wait.
What?
You mean to tell me you like mushrooms?
I fucking love. I will saute mushrooms and eat them.
They are so gross.
Have you tried a stuffed portobello mushroom?
Have you tried not eating a mushroom? Also, hot take.
What's up?
What is the most watched sport in the United States?
I would probably. It's either between two.
Mm-hmm.
Football and baseball.
I would say football.
It's probably football.
Okay, so it's not. So you do agree with that?
Yeah, it's definitely football.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if it was
Yeah.
your football or my football, because people that call soccer football.
I mean, if you're talking about around the world, I would say football. Yeah.
I almost want to agree because that's what I feel like. That's why the NFL is trying to do what they're doing, going to Brazil and whatnot. It's 100% soccer. Like people are really passionate about soccer. But if it's
overseas is passionate.
yeah, oh yeah, they're crazy about it. But if I'm thinking just here, it's definitely football.
It's football.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
What's the hot take you got for me?
Cottage cheese is just curdled milk.
Cottage cheese is absolutely disgusting, but it's good for you. I don't know why.
Once we get the viewers to know who we are, they will know.
You
my
like
number one thing. I can't. Cottage cheese is up there as one of the worst foods I will ever
because
have in my life.
that was a sub goal on your stream, right?
That was.
I remember.
Have it as a sub goal again.
We got the clip still. Don't worry.
The
This.
texture.
Yeah, well, I'm the same way with that.
Yeah.
Soda. You call it pop.
It's pop.
It's
not
soda.
It's not. It's not.
Nobody advertises it on a commercial saying, get your Coke pop. It's Coke soda.
Who says soda after get a Coke soda? Just grab a Coke.
No. Or, okay, I'm sorry. If you're having like a party or something, you guys want soda.
Go get yourself a pop.
No, it's soda. What
I'm
are you?
telling you right now, it's pop.
It's soda, dude, not pop. Who says pop?
Who says soda?
Oh, I got one for you that we did yesterday. We got ice cream off the boardwalk, right? They have sprinkles.
It better not have been chocolate ice cream.
No, they have sprinkles. I call it Jimmy's. You never heard of Jimmy's?
What the fuck are Jimmy's?
Jimmy's. That's what my parents called it. It was like a PA thing, I think. They were like chocolate Jimmy's. Like I'll get Jimmy's on my. I shit you not, dude.
Do you mean you want chocolate sprinkles?
Yes.
Who calls it Jimmy's?
I swear that's what my parents called it growing up, or like they called them in PA. Yeah, Jimmy's, like the sprinkles. I mean,
it's wild to me.
Yeah, I don't know if that's really a hot take, but oh, I know a good one to get people stirred up. You say SpongeBob is awful.
It's one of the worst Nickelodeon shows.
It's actually one of the iconic face of Nickelodeon is SpongeBob. I hope you know that.
The face.
Who is the face of Nickelodeon?
Rugrats.
Okay. I can say
Rugrats.
Rugrats would be one, but you cannot disagree that SpongeBob has been a big impact into Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
Does SpongeBob have rides at amusement parks? Probably, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but I would say the amusement park I went to had Runaway Reptar, one of the greatest rides I've ever ran. In my life.
I wanted one as a kid.
SpongeBob is overrated.
I don't know, dude, because still to this day, it's got popular memes, GIFs. They still make episodes, not as good, obviously. It had movies. I mean,
So did Rugrats.
On VHS, not now. Not 10.
Yeah, that's why it's better.
Come on,
It had
dude.
the orange VHS tape that
Yes.
I had.
Yes, it did. But come on, dude. You can't say SpongeBob is god awful.
It's terrible. I'm sticking to it.
No way. No way.
I'd rather watch anime than SpongeBob.
Oh, really? You know what that is now?
Futurama is a great anime.
It's not an anime, Joey. Jesus Christ. Oh, I got one for you. WWE.
What do you got?
It's fake. It's
It's
fake nonsense.
it's not it's you're throwing around the F-bomb way too much. It's not fake. It's scripted.
What is scripted?
I mean, they'll get like,
What is a script, Joey? Imaginary.
I mean, obviously, you're not gonna fucking
Right.
have a drill somebody. Well, back in the '90s, you did straight up steel chair shot in the head.
Yeah.
But now you gotta cover your.
That McMahon
Shut
documentary is amazing, by the way.
That's a great documentary, but not a good look for McMahon.
No, it's not. But it definitely makes you see the other side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Behind the scenes. Like you say you don't like Marvel, right? Like I try to get you to play Marvel Rivals. You don't like superheroes. But then you watch WWE. I'm not hating you on it. I'm just asking you. I'm just asking, what is the difference? You say that is not real. So is WWE. It's just a script. That's what these movies are. They're just a script.
That's a very good take. That's a good take.
The most real superhero, Joey, is Batman. He has no superpowers. He's just a rich person.
Batman isn't real.
No, he's not real. I'm saying the closest thing to being real, though, is what I'm saying. It's just a millionaire that knows how to fight because he got trained in certain combat, and he's a millionaire. And
you can't see John Cena. What about that? That's a superpower.
What?
You can't see him.
I couldn't see his hairline for a little while. But no, that's
there's my thing about the whole superhero genre. There are so many unwarranted superheroes that did not need to be made. Ant-Man is one of them.
I mean, I can agree on that. I mean, but look how long it's been. It originally came out in comic books in like the 30s and 40s.
You fucking would know that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would, because I have comics.
I didn't have comics growing up.
My grandfather is the one that got me into it. The one that I go to visit. He has comic books from World War II that he got.
Shit.
He used to get. It was called Wings Comics, and it was about airplanes in World War II, and they would tell stories about like the war, and he'd get them as a kid, and that's what got him into comics.
That's cool.
And a lot of the superheroes back then, which probably people don't fucking know now because, you know, it's our generation or whatever.
Yeah.
Half of the heroes came from around like the war and shit. Like the Flash was like, his outfit looked like he had a hard helmet, like he was a soldier.
Yeah.
Like shit like that people just don't realize, you know. Shit, what, almost 100 years old?
Yeah, basically. When I was a kid, like your comics to you, I had Highlights. Do you remember Highlights magazine?
I don't think so.
It would have like a word search.
Oh my god!
At the end, it would have, you have to find where these people were. It's like basically Where's Waldo, but they had different people.
Oh yes. I do know now. Is it like the Peanuts?
Basically, yeah.
That was a magazine, right, or a book?
Yeah, I think Peanuts was a magazine. I can't remember.
Yeah, that is how I got into the superhero thing. Now, I totally agree with some of your stuff, but saying you don't like it because it's not real, and then you go watch WWE, and I'm like, bro, come on.
Silver Surfer, ass didn't need to be made. What else? B-Man.
Well, I mean, a lot of things. Look at how many remakes are being made. They don't need to remake it. They're just making it worse. Sometimes it's not, you know.
Anteater Boy, like I don't get it. Like you can you can create any superhero right now. I'm gonna create Wall Guy. I mean, they'll create a superhero about any. That's why I'm so passionate about superheroes.
Because
And
people will know it grabs attention. That's probably why.
it's just there's like 25,000 superheroes that doesn't need to be made.
There's like
The one,
20 Supermen.
the one. There's one true. It's Batman. I will take Batman over Spider-Man.
I
I'm
agree.
just saying.
I agree. That's my favorite. Growing up, it was Spider-Man. Now it's Batman.
The Spider-Man games on the PlayStation were peak. I love those.
Joey, you
What?
played the Spider-Man games, but you don't like superheroes, and you won't play Marvel Rivals, but you'll play the Spider-Man games.
Those were fun to me as a kid.
Oh yeah, well they are good. Did you play the newer ones? You said.
No, I want to though.
Those are very good story games.
But like Marvel Rivals is just basically a cop off Overwatch to me.
Well, so is look how many games already did that though. Your Overwatch,
Yeah.
Valorant, CS:GO, Fortnite has copied everything known to man.
I don't think Valorant is. I think Valorant is a different. Valorant is different than Overwatch.
Okay, Fragpunk is like Valorant.
Okay, Fragpunk is better than Valorant.
Okay, but it's still a copy. It's still.
You're right. You're right.
Everything I believe is some type of copy of somebody else's idea. They just changed it around to make it theirs.
I think I don't like those games because I don't know. It's just like slow to me. I know it's like a fast paced game, but like my mind is just like, oh, what? I don't know what to do. You know. Well, plus you got 95 people you choose from.
Right.
And I'm just like, okay, I don't want to know what Anteater guy's ability is. You know.
Right.
So why are you laughing? Why you what? Because you know it's true.
Just because it's one of those things where you're either into it or you're not. You know what I mean?
And anime is one thing I wish I could get into.
It's not for everyone, and I'm kind of slowly going away from it because like there is things in there you're like, oh, that's really cool, and then like something pops up and you're like, this is throwing me off. Why did you do that?
Yeah, my wife started watching an anime. It starts with an O or something. I can't remember what it is.
There's a lot of anime.
Yeah, I know.
Let me tell you right now.
Yeah,
there was a short time before I had my son. You can ask my wife because she's like, she'd always make fun of me because I'd watch it in sub, not dub, and she'd be like, "How do you?"
Oh yeah.
It's subtitled in Japanese.
Yeah.
Because it went with the words better than in English, and sometimes the English actors it just didn't go right.
Yeah.
It didn't blend well together, and I think I watched for about 3-4 years straight. I was watching anime like almost every day. And I still like anime, just not. I won't go out of my way for it now like I used to.
Family Guy's a great anime.
It's not. That's an adult cartoon. God damn, Joey. And I feel like a lot of people that's another thing. Like the Family Guy, The Simpsons, the Futurama, the Rick and Morty. I feel like you're either into that or you're not too, as well.
Family Guy is okay. I can tolerate it.
The older Family Guy is good. American Dad.
OG, yeah.
Like American Dad?
I've not seen that.
What? You've never watched
American Dad? No.
Oh my god.
I've not seen that.
Dude, Roger is so funny.
Roger Goodell?
The character, Joseph. It's just one of those shows I feel like you'll put on to kill time, but you won't go out of your way. Like South Park. I used to be really big into South Park.
My dad fucking loves South Park.
My grandfather got me into it.
I remember, no, it was. You didn't play it on stream, did you? When you streamed?
Yeah, I started to.
You played the fractured butthole one, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Or the stick of truth or something.
Yeah. That sense of humor, man. It's that's just how I am, and I love that shit.
Isn't the ending boss Morgan Freeman or something?
Yeah. That's the whole point of the show. They make fun of stuff going around in the world in daily life.
That's
like
so funny.
Like, it's just I don't know. That's just always been something to me I like because that's just my goofiness. That's I randomly say shit like that on a daily basis. Ask my wife. She's like, "What is wrong with you?"
Now, so we're kind of going off topic.
Yeah.
Do you and your wifey sauce have shows that you'll sit and watch together?
Not a lot. Believe it or not,
No.
me and her are not very alike, the same, but um, one that has been one is Naked and Afraid. Believe it or not,
That's wow.
my
That's
par-
interesting.
my parents started watching it, and I thought it was the weirdest thing. I'm like, why do they gotta be naked? Like, and then I started watching it, and one night we didn't have our house yet. We were staying at her sister's, and we put it on, and she's like, "Why am I watching this?" She's like, "I can't stop watching it." I was like, "I know, I'm the same way. I thought it was weird as shit." And then like now it's when we're here now, and the newest episode came out, and we actually look forward to watching it together. That BoJack Horseman was another one on Netflix. That was
Was that produced by Daniel Tosh?
I'm not
Who was that
sure.
produced by?
It was a cartoon. It was an adult cartoon, Joey.
Yeah, yeah, it's probably Daniel Tosh. I
BoJack
remember he did it.
BoJack Horseman was another one that we watched.
Yeah,
That was another show. It's very rare, but when we do have something like that, we definitely try to, stick to it
yeah.
because it's not as frequent as others. Like I know, like you and Mads like Game of Thrones, right?
Oh God, one of the best shows of all
You
time.
but you both like it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
she
loves it.
see
She loves it.
I got into it. She did not. So
What? So what's Mrs. Tank like? Is she like?
more
Is she like true
so
crime?
probably about documentaries with serial killers and stuff. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yes.
she loves that stuff. And or just, TikTok.
That's true.
Obviously, football. She'll watch it with me. She'll be there to watch it with me, but she's not into it obviously like I am. Like I'm, like when the game's on, like I'm like
Yeah.
shut everything down.
Yeah.
Like
So mine will sit and watch.
okay.
She,
Yeah.
she's just as passionate.
Oh, really? She
Yeah.
wasn't. I mean, she didn't watch sports like me.
Yeah.
She didn't grow up like that either. Like
Yeah.
I grew up. My family was. I mean, that was like a thing every Sunday. Like family
Oh
came
yeah.
over. We watched the games. Like her family wasn't like that. Her dad was in another hot take for you, NASCAR.
The,
I
this
know.
is gonna piss him.
I know.
You're taking 200 left turns.
I know. And I went to a race with them before. We got free
I bet
tickets.
it's fun, but
It's fun to go there, but I don't understand the appeal. I really don't. I don't. NASCAR's
I feel like it's getting less televised.
it
To be
well
honest.
it's not as interesting as it used to be after Dale Earnhardt
Yeah.
died.
That's so true. Yeah.
NASCAR died. They always say NASCAR died after he passed away. So
I agree. I never liked it.
because my dad, growing up as a kid, my dad was into it. I mean, they have their friends over Sundays, listen to it and watch it. Like it was a weekly thing.
Don't
And
know how people got into that.
it was just a reason to get drunk together, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, that's a great sport then. I mean,
And oh, one of the last hot takes I'll have for you, Joseph.
okay.
What is the best movie of all time when it first comes to mind?
You said this and then you questioned me about it, but you said when it comes to mine, I'm going right now, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Joey, best of all time.
Of all time, Mrs. Doubtfire when it comes to mine.
What changed the cinematic industry in movies?
Mrs. Doubtfire.
The original Jaws. The original Jaws. Never seen anything like it before around that time frame, and it is amazing. Still holds up to this day. The original Jaws is a classic.
Robin Williams played two different people.
Robin Williams is an amazing actor. You have no doubt about that, but not the best movie of all time. I'm sorry.
It is to me. So, actually, like I'm so biased on Mrs. Doubtfire, and but if I'm like being honest, what movie comes to mind I can sit and watch
Whenever,
over and over?
whenever.
Yeah, Shawshank Redemption.
And I would say that's up there with a lot of people, but you know what? I've never watched it. I've never seen it. Never seen it.
You've not seen Shawshank Redemption?
I don't know how many times I've seen it on the TV, and I've never sat down and watched the whole thing. Nope.
Dude, I can't remember how long it is.
I
but
know it's long.
It's legit one of the best movies.
Morgan Freeman's in it, right?
Oh yeah, Morgan Freeman.
A lot of actors.
He's red, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember Andy Dufresne. I can't remember what his name is.
I know it's a very like popular movie. Like I have no doubt. Like Titanic. Like people love Titanic. I don't.
Here's another hot take. Thank you. There was room on the door for Jack. There was room on the door for Jack. Rose was a prick about it.
That movie is so long for no reason, dude. Oh my god.
But here's the thing. I'm not gonna lie. Titanic's good.
It's another classic, right?
It is.
But I won't go out of my way to watch it. I can't. I had it on VHS, but no way. Mm-mm.
The Notebook isn't bad either.
The Notebook is good only because I can kind of relate to it, seeing how my grandparents' relationship was, and my grandmother getting Alzheimer's and dementia as well. And that's kind of, if you haven't seen the movie, obviously at the end, the Notebook is to let her know and remember the memories they had because she has that disease. And that's why I feel like I'm really into it as well, because it reminds me of my grandparents as well, because that's exact. I mean, I shit you not, it's exactly how my grandfather was with my grandmother.
Yeah.
It's crazy how identical it is. But before we end it, what is one thing a lot of people like that you do not? I would like to know yours first.
A lot of people like that I do not.
Or a lot of people are into maybe, or they like and you are not about it, or you don't like it. It could be anything.
I guess cozy games, to be honest.
Yeah, I could agree with that. That's definitely a thing that I'm like, oh my god, it's like watching paint dry.
It's like I don't get it. It's like,
yeah.
I mean, it's great for them, but like, it's just puzzles is another thing.
Oh yeah, or reading books.
I have to do an audiobook.
Yep. Only way I'll listen. Nope. I will not sit there and read. I am so like I applaud people that can do it. But me, like, they'll go to the bookstore and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna read this book. I'm gonna sit down and read it." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
My wife put that that Zelda Deku stuff together. Because I can't do it. I don't have the
Legos.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yep.
It takes a corner piece of a puzzle. I'll do that, and then I'm done.
You are so. Again, off topic. You were so the Josh in that moment when he's trying to put that puzzle together. And he's like, remember the episode where they're doing the bet, and he's like, I can't play video games, and he's trying to put a puzzle together, and he can't get it, and he like throws it all. That is you. That was just you to that moment.
Oh, yeah. I can't do anything. Yeah, that's
not
a no-no for
not
me.
video game related for me. I'd rather stay home than go out and drink and party, or that is something yeah, but it's something people love to do. They want to go out and go to a bar. Like, I hate bars. I don't want to go to a bar. Like, that's something people like Mrs. Tank, she loves to go to a bar and talk to strangers. I'm like, I don't want to be around a bunch of people I don't freaking know that are drinking alcohol. The only time I was comfortable doing that was on our honeymoon when we went to Disney, and the bar.
You guys went to Disney.
We went to Disney during COVID because we got married during COVID. And it's called the Swan and Dolphin. It's not a Disney resort, but it's owned by Disney on Disney property. Yeah. And you would walk across and go to the other side, and there was a big bar there. And that we sat there, and I got a rum and Coke, and it was like the best.
$25.
It was like the best rum and Coke I ever had in my life, dude.
Really?
Yeah, and we spent like over $100 just on drinks. Never do that again.
See, we want to go to Disney so bad.
That
That's good.
another hot take. Another hot take since you said that. You can go to Disney no matter how old you are. I will stand on that bridge. I feel like everybody needs to go to
I wanna do
Disney.
that.
I feel like everyone needs to go to Disney at least once. It is not overrated, and it does not matter about the age, because let me tell you, it is like a place you will never experience anywhere else
Yeah.
in this earth. I won't say forced. I would get on my wife so hard to tell her, like, this is where we're going for our honeymoon. She's never been out of state a lot, and she never flew on a plane, and she's never been to Disney. I said, we're going to Disney. And guess what, Joey? Guess what? She cannot wait to go back. She must go back, because even though we were there for a week, we felt like we didn't even do enough. I'm telling you, dude, it's just like, it's so the workers there, man, they make it so real. It's almost
Yeah.
like the WWE wrestlers. They're making it feel
Yeah.
real. I mean, I can't tell you, even the smallest worker there, they make it feel so magical, like an actual Disney place.
That's awesome, though.
Like, that's how dedicated they are, and that's why I stand on that. Like, you must at least try to go once, even if you're not a Disney person.
Yeah, we're definitely trying to go. I know.
Yes,
the
it-
new Nintendo World. Is
Yes,
opening in May. Down
exactly,
in Orlando.
exactly, and that's another thing. Like, we never been to Universal. That's another thing I want to check off the book with me and her. We went to Disney. Now I want to go to Universal, but obviously we have a kid now, so we probably go to Disney first. But
Yeah.
that's another thing, a hot take, man. I don't care how old you are. It doesn't matter how old your kids are. Take them. Why? Because if they don't remember it, you will remember it. If they remember it, you might not, but they will. Like, it's one or the other. And I know it's stupid expensive, but you only live once, dude.
No, exactly.
Unless it's
I
like
agree with
what
that.
my grandfather used to always tell me, unless you win the lottery or you become a millionaire, you will never almost be comfortable with money. You will always something will always come up. You'll never make
That's
enough.
a great take.
You'll never
That's a
make
great
enough.
outlook.
You'll never make enough, because something's always going to happen. Something always comes up. Something always has to be fixed. You know, it's just way of life. So really, just for now, just enjoy it.
Yeah,
You know, I mean,
that's a great outlook.
because my stepfather would always be like, we never have money. We never have money. And my grandfather looked at him and was like, are you ever going to win the lottery? Are you ever going to be a millionaire? No? Okay, well then just shove it off. Go have fun. Go enjoy your vacation and worry about it when you come back, because nothing's
Yeah.
ever going to change. So,
Yeah.
and I always stick to
that's
that.
so true.
I always stick to that. This was like 15 years ago, and I always remember it. But that's another hot take. Disney, go even if you're not a Disney person, because there's so many things to do there, and a week's not even long enough, in my opinion. Drink around the world. You know,
yeah.
like Epcot, amazing spot, dude. You see all the countries together, drink around the world, just get to walk around, enjoy the scenery. You don't have to ride rides. My wife was not a ride person, but most of the rides there are just like, slow rides, making you feel like you're in the movie. No big rides really. We got on one ride and she regretted it. It was my fault. But the dinosaur ride they got rid of in Disney, where you're like swerving through like Jurassic World, basically.
God. Yeah.
And like the dinosaur's like in your face and it's like screaming at you and the lights are flashing. We got off and she's like, we are never doing that again. I was like, she's like, I had no idea what you signed me up for. I was like, I kind of forgot. It's been a while, so I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
That is too funny.
I don't know if you have anything else to tell. That's basically what I wanted to finish it up with. Hot take.
Yeah, I think the hot takes for this for Ep1 is good.
Yep. So we got to know each other more. We got to explain each other more. Obviously, first episode, we're just explaining to ourselves what we are, who we are, how we met. Two Stooges podcast. More to come. Like I said, weekly basis. We're gonna try to upload on YouTube and get that audio file onto Spotify. I'll try to look into Apple or Prime. I don't use it, so I don't really know much about it. But I use Spotify and YouTube. I appreciate your time. We finally got the first episode done.
We did.
We talk about
It's been years.
yes, it feels like it forever. Talk about everything and anything that comes to mind. Just talking about whatever, and I feel like that's the best way to sum it up. Really, it's just we're gonna talk about whatever hot takes we have as well. Obviously, you like to do. Make sure you check out my man J Vote Gaming on Twitch. He is on Twitter as well, and likes to go shirtless from time to time.
That's yeah,
Um,
maybe.
you can check my channel out too if you want. I'm on YouTube, but I have not been doing stuff as well. Like I said, maybe in the future, Joey. But for right now, this is what I'm just gonna stick to. But
Well, we're getting a hashtag out right after this. Get Frank streaming 2025. So
make Frank
we
stream
gotta get
again.
yeah, make Frank stream again. There it is. That's beautiful.
But this is the Two Stooges podcast with Joey, aka JVote Gaming, myself, Frank. Hope you guys enjoy. Make sure don't forget to comment. Let us know what you want to hear and us talk about. Maybe anything about gaming or food or just anything in general. It doesn't even have to be about that, but make sure you follow the socials and make sure to let us know what you like about the channel. And don't forget to check us out on Twitch. Thanks again, Joey.
Stay kind, stay humble, take care of yourselves.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you, Frankie. Love
Appreciate
you guys.
you. Take care. Till next week. Bye.
We'll see you. Bye bye.